Hello dear students, welcome back to the next very important topic of fourth chapter, that is planning. See, in the fourth chapter, planning, already we have discussed the meaning of planning and the nature of planning. The introduction part completed. So in the introduction part of fourth chapter, planning, we have discussed meaning of planning. Planning is a systematic and continuous process of thinking and deciding in advance about future courses of action is called planning. And the general meaning of planning is a systematic process to decide about what to start, when to start, where to start, and how to start to reach the common objectives of the business is called planning. Or a predetermined courses of actions to achieve goals and objectives of the business is called planning. So here planning is an intellectual process of thinking and deciding in advance about the future activities. About the future business activities, we should think and decide now itself in advance before the execution of any project or any activities or any work in the organization. We must plan for that. We must formulate certain plans. We must formulate certain policies, strategies, methods, and we have to develop certain programs, and we have to prepare the budget. So all these related to the fourth chapter, planning. Dear students, let us go through with the next very important topic for 4 marks. Features of planning. So your features or characteristics are attributes of planning. Features, also called characteristics, are attributes. Here features means or characteristics means the actual framework, the in and around factors of planning, in and surrounding aspects of the topic planning. So in the features of planning, we can discuss and we can analyze the actual nature of planning, meaning of planning, purpose of planning, and the need or necessity of planning to all business organizations. Let's go ahead with each and every features of planning. So in the features of planning, first one is focus on achieving organizational objectives. Second one is primary function of management. Third one is pervasive. Fourth one is continuous process, futuristic. And the sixth one is involves in decision making. And the last one is mental exercise. Totally we have 7 characteristics or 7 features. The first one is focuses on achieving objectives. Always planning is goal oriented function. The first function, planning, this is goal oriented function. To achieve the organizational goals and objectives, we need plans, and plans provide directions to reach the goals and objectives of the organization. To reach the goals and objectives or to reach the vision of the organization, planning is very important. Hence planning is goal oriented. This is the special and unique feature of planning. Planning always goal oriented, right? To reach the organizational goal. The goal may be expansion of business or a diversification of business or increasing market share or increasing profit by 20% or a 30% or a 40% or increasing production capacity. These are the goals. These are the goals the companies use it to establish, the companies use it to set to achieve these goals. What we need? We need planning. We need certain plans. So always planning is goal oriented or vision oriented, or companies are corporate intent oriented. Intent means the intention to reach the company's vision. Planning is very important. Hence it focuses on achieving objectives. Second one is primary function of management. We have to agree this. Why? Because already we came to know the 5 functions of management. In the functions of management, the first one is planning, second one is organizing, third one is staffing, fourth one is directing, and last one is controlling. Which is the first function or the primary function? Planning, primary function of management. In the functions of management, planning is the first function. For most important function, deliberate function, very, very important function to go ahead with day-to-day activities. To execute all the activities of the business, planning is very important. Hence, the primary function of management. This is the second feature. Planning is a primary function of management. In the functions of management, we have 5 functions. First one is planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. So, before we go ahead with organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling, the first one is planning. Next one is pervasive. See, pervasive means this is multidisciplinary. Pervasive means multidisciplinary. Planning is very important in all the levels of management. Planning is very important to all the activities of management. Planning is very important in each and every step of business organizations. So, in all the activities, in all the projects, in all the tasks, in all the levels of management, we use planning irrespective of business nature, size, activities, we use planning. So, it is very wider topic. It is very wider topic and it has wider perspective and scope. Hence, planning is pervasive. We use planning in all the activities and all the steps of business. Next one is continuous. See, planning is a continuous process, regular process, never ending process, ongoing process. Continuously we do plans. Every day we go ahead with planning process. Before the execution of any activity, we do plan. So, regularly to perform day-to-day activities by the people of organization, planning should run continuously, regularly. It occurs regularly in the organization over resources, over people to take certain decisions. It moves continuously. It goes regularly. It happens every time. Hence, planning is a continuous process or a regular process or a never-ending process or ongoing process from the stage of formation of business to till the wind-up of the business. Every day, the necessity of planning arises to the top level, middle level, lower level and all the people of organization. Hence, planning is a continuous process or planning is a continuous function. Next one is futuristic. So, in the meaning itself, we come to know that planning is a process of thinking and deciding in advance about the future courses of action. Thinking and deciding in advance about the future courses of action to predict the future, to forecast the future, to manage the future, to manage the future events, to manage the future uncertainties, to avoid the future risks. We need planning. Hence, planning is futuristic. We plan for the future. We analyze the future events. We analyze the future business conditions. We analyze the future environmental factors. I mean, the external environmental factors. Hence, planning is futuristic. Planning doesn't pertain to the yesterday or present event or the work in progress event. Always planning related to the upcoming events. What we start next, what we start tomorrow, what we will start in next year. Regarding that, we should formulate certain plans, strategies, we should prepare budget, everything. That is called futuristic. The planning, the first function of planning is futuristic, related to future. Next one is involves in decision making. So planning is very important in the decision making process. It involves, it is very essential, it is highly required in a decision making process. See, a decision making process means, what is decision making process? To take certain actions, to choose the best one, to choose the best strategy, so to select the best among the available alternatives, we need planning. So here planning means we think which is the best. So we have so many alternatives to start a business. For example, what to start. What to start means, for example, to start a business, we have so many alternatives. One is hotel, second one is college, the third one is bank, the fourth one is factory, and fifth one is one service station. We have 5 alternatives. Among these 5 alternatives, we have to choose and select the best one based on certain criteria. Certain criteria means, for example, your criteria, less risk and more profit. To analyze all these alternatives, to choose the best alternative, to implement the best one, called decision making, to decide the best, to decide the possible and feasible project, to select the very effective project among the available alternatives. We need planning. There also we do, and we involve in planning. We think, we analyze, we forecast, and we choose the best. So planning involves in decision making, not only in a business, in our day-to-day life, in our daily life, to take certain decisions, to come across certain problems, we need planning. Next one is mental exercise. Dear students, planning pertaining to intellectual thinking. Planning leads, right, thinking, creative thinking, innovative thinking. We give work to our brain. Mental exercise, we give work to brain. It's a work of our brain. We think, we imagine, we forecast, we analyze, we choose, we compare each and every factor with the interrelated factors. Mental exercise. So mental exercise means innovative thinking, bringing some ideas, analyzing each and every factor, forecasting each and every aspect. Hence, management is a mental exercise function. Mental exercise function. So there are 7 features in the planning. First one is focus on achieving objectives. Always planning is goal-oriented function. To reach the goal, we need planning. Primary function of management. In the functions of management, planning is the first one. Pervasive. Planning is very important in all the activities of the business, to all the levels of management, to each and every individual, to perform each and every project and activity. Planning is very important. Hence, planning is pervasive. This is very wider. It has wider perspective, irrespective of the business nature, activity, and the process we implement planning. Hence, planning is pervasive, required to all. And pervasive means required to all activities. Continuous. Planning is a continuous function, never-ending process, ongoing function. It works. It goes continuously in the day-to-day activities of the organization. And it functions continuously with all the resources of the organization. Hence, planning is a continuous process. Futuristic. Always planning is future-oriented, to predict the future, to manage the future. To manage the future events, we need planning. Hence, planning is futuristic, involves in decision making process. In the decision making process, to take very effective decisions, planning is very important. To choose the best decision among the available alternatives, we need planning. And last one is mental exercise. Planning is the work of our brain, innovative thinking, innovative imaginations, bringing ideas, analyzing, judging, checking accuracy, checking results, checking facts. All these are related to mental exercise. Thank you, my dear students. Do share, subscribe, and comment.